So, what is a Mary Sue? No one can seem to agree on a definition. Is a Mary Sue an overly perfect person or a too overly flawed person? Is a Mary Sue a person with an overly dramatic backstory, or does she have no backstory instead? Is a Mary Sue a self-insert of the author, or is she instead just completely made up? None of these definitions of a Mary Sue actually define what a Mary Sue is. The term Mary Sue comes from a 1974 Star Trek fanfic written to mock the common author self-inserts who would usually be the center of attention, who everyone loves, is perfect, and is overpowered, quite often excessively so. The character typically was an author self-insert and put into the story so the writer could enjoy an adventure in the canon universe. She was also typically very beautiful, often having a unique hair or eye color or some special mark that identified her as special. Also, she had a super cool name. The problem here was that the story was completely empty. Nothing was really going on besides the Mary Sue hanging out and being the center of the story. Mary Sue is less of a character problem and more of a story and plot problem. A Mary Sue is a Mary Sue because of how the story warps around her, like she's the center of the universe. She is the center of attention in the story, and none of the other characters ever complain about it. Some people try avoiding writing a Mary Sue by giving them a lot of flaws, giving them a tragic backstory, or making them into a villain. But since Mary Sue isn't about how a character is written, they still write a Mary Sue. So, if you want to avoid writing a Mary Sue, but it's not a character problem, then how do you do it? You give Mary Sue a cast of characters, and not a cast that just sits on the sidelines, but characters that act and even drive the plot forward. If Mary Sue's best friend turned out to be the chosen one, or the villain, it will make Mary Sue not a Mary Sue because the story isn't centered around just her. But that doesn't mean you should write a perfect, flawless character. Please give your character flaws. Flaws make your character feel more real and more human. Now, let's talk about the gender thing. Most fanfic writers were female, and they wanted to write themselves having a fun adventure in the canon universe. The characters they wrote were usually a better version of themselves, and then people started shaming them for writing a Mary Sue. But how many male characters have been branded as a Mary Sue? This trope is also way older than you think. For example, in Beowulf, Beowulf was the best at fighting, the best king, a great leader, and the story just revolves around like how great he is. But nobody's calling him a Mary Sue. But now the term Mary Sue has been watered down so much now to mean character I don't like. Don't stress about whether or not your character is a Mary Sue, because it would be the story that would be the problem, not the character. Give your character a supporting cast of other characters, and don't make your main character the center of the story, otherwise they'll become a Mary Sue. And if a character has been branded as a Mary Sue, whether or not they actually are one, it makes it feel as if you aren't allowed to like that character anymore. But no one should tell you what you have to enjoy. So if you like a Mary Sue character, nobody can make you not like them anymore. Don't let anyone else dictate what you like. So that's all I have for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and of course, subscribe.